planned to use this thing, and now I get to, so it's pretty sweet. I'm like, okay. Alright, I'm not going to give you the title of this message until like towards the end, which the judges kind of counted off for, but felt like that's how I should do it. Anyway, I'm actually kicking it old school here, going from Genesis chapter 32, verse 24. And basically this whole story is about Jacob wrestling with God. And like you said, the theme was this changes everything. I'm just going to go ahead and warn you guys, I haven't looked at this since Fine Arts. So, bear with me. Alright, chapter 32, verse 24 says, "So Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him till daybreak." Now, I like that. I think that's pretty sweet, man, because you ever heard the saying that if you want something done, you got to do it yourself? It's usually in like some kind of epic action movie. It's the bad guy that's saying it, though. He's like, if you want something done, you got to do it yourself. Then he robs a bank or something. Yeah, okay, well, that's kind of not at all what's going on right here. But Jacob, all right, little background history. Jacob is going to find his brother Esau, which several years before this, he kind of ripped Esau out of his inheritance. So he figures Esau's going to be pretty mad about this. So Jacob is bringing, his family. He's bringing like a whole lot of stuff to give to Esau, hoping Esau's not going to kick his butt. So he sends all of this ahead of him. Enjoy that? Anyway, so Jacob sends everything ahead of him, and he's left alone. Jacob did something pretty cool here. He sent everything and everyone that could have been a distraction away. He sent them ahead. He's like, I'm going to wait. I'll hold back. I've got something to take care of. And once he was alone, that's when God could do something. I want to let you guys know something. I'm totally not down in church because I'm here every chance I can get, except for this morning, had to work. But anyway, man, a lot of times, guys, God's going to do more in you in those alone moments when it's just you and God than it is in the church. That's just, man, God likes an intimate moment with you. So that's basically what Jacob was wanting right here. Jacob sends everything away. He's like, all right, God, let's go. Then him and God fight all night long. They're wrestling and stuff until daybreak. And I'm pretty sure that was hardcore just because he's wrestling with God. And anyway, so the verse 25 says, when the man saw that he could not overpower him, he touched the socket of Jacob's hip so that his hip was wrenched, and he wrestled with the man. Then the man said, let me go, for it is daybreak. But Jacob replied, I will not let you go until you bless me. So man, Jacob knew what he wanted. He saw God. He was like, all right, let's do this. Me, you, now, blessing. That's what I'm wanting. And I don't know if any of y'all have a fire Bible. Probably just some of the youth is going to have a fire Bible. But it is awesome. Down here at the bottom, because, the Bible is kind of hard to understand sometimes. So it kind of spells out some stuff here. It says, as Jacob desperately wrestled with God for the promised blessing, God allowed him to prevail. But in the process, God injured Jacob's hip as a reminder that Jacob must no longer walk in his own strength, but must rely entirely on God to direct his steps. Which I thought was pretty sweet, because I was real confused. I was like, well, why couldn't God just, beat Jacob then? But man, God allowed him to win. He saw that Jacob was not going to give up, so he's going to allow Jacob to overpower him, because he knows what Jacob's wanting. Jacob's wanting that blessing. So man, that's what he does. During the battle with God, God allowed him to prevail and blessed him. But he also injured him, so Jacob wouldn't let this blessing get to his head. He gave him this blessing, and now Jacob's not going to be like, yeah, I got a blessing from God, what's up? And then completely forget about the fact that he had to get it from God. God left him with a little reminder, gave him that limp. And he was like, you know what? You have this blessing. You have me with you now, but remember, you're not going to make it unless it's with me. So man, I just thought it was really neat, man. Jacob was persistent in wanting his blessing, and because of this, he received a change. This is where the little change part comes in. In the Bible, Jacob meant deceiver, because that's what he was. Sorry if any of y'all are named Jacob. It's cool, don't worry about it. Anyway, so Jacob means deceiver because he tricked Esau out of getting his inheritance. Israel, though, let me find it real quick. Israel means he struggles with God. So man, Jacob was persistent in wanting this blessing, he got the blessing, and because he wanted this blessing so bad, God gave him that change. He changed from Jacob the deceiver to Israel, one who struggles with God. And man, I don't think this is just some story out of the Bible that we read and we're like, okay, that's neat. Man, this totally applies to our life. Because a lot of the times in our Christianity, we're pulling a Jacob. I'm going to sit down for a minute. We're doing the whole Jacob thing, man. We think that we've got it under control. We're all Christian here in church, then we go out and we don't live anything like a Christian's supposed to. We're being the Jacob. We're being a deceiver. Man, once you have a true encounter with God, once you allow Him to bless you and leave you with that reminder that you can't make it on your own, that's when He's going to change you to an Israel. That's when He's going to change you to someone that struggles with God, someone that's all the time wanting to get farther in his faith, someone who's wanting to get closer to God every day. And man, I don't know if y'all know, what I've been through. A couple of months ago, I was nowhere near where I'm supposed to be. And man, I'm just thanking God because He totally saved me from a huge pit in hell where I was going. It had my name on it and everything. But God saved me from that. And He changed me from a deceiver, someone that was deceiving myself, saying, yeah, I'm a Christian, I go to church a few times. Someone who's like, yeah, friends, church, everybody, yeah, I'm a Christian. That's what I was doing a few months ago, man. But God saved me. God pulled me through, and He changed me to an Israel. So that's it, man.